So what drew me to military service in the first place was absolutely the idea of serving my country. I think serving something greater than myself was really important to me, and military service seemed like a great way to do that. I was 11 on 9/11, and that was a really formative experience for me, and that was definitely part of what drew me to the military. But it wasn't all of it, right? I think the military, like anything, provides a lot of really great opportunity for people. It allowed me to go to a great college that I really enjoyed, and I was able to do that for free because of the military. I now am able to enjoy law school because of the military. And so I think those benefits are also something that's a fine reason to be drawn to anything in life, right, including military service. Another thing that drew me to military service was this idea of adventure. It sounded fun. It sounded really potentially exciting, really challenging, and challenging in a way that I didn't think I'd be able to find in other communities and in other professions. And so, I ended up flying planes. That was not something I thought I'd do. I definitely watched Top Gun as a kid, and no part of me sat there and was like, I want to be Maverick. But then I ended up not being Maverick by any means, but I ended up, being a pilot professionally. And that was a really great opportunity I wouldn't have had otherwise. And so it was a great challenge. It was really cool sometimes too. I think what drew me to law school was, quite frankly, I was looking for a new career. Wanted to try kind of a new challenge. And so pivoting to the law was pivoting to a new trade that kind of presented an entirely different challenge. And I was ready for that. I'm the type of person who needs to kind of constantly be stimulated by something new, and this was a way to learn about something I had absolutely no idea about, but was really excited to better understand, because it's obviously something that is really at the foundation of so much of why we do everything in the world and as a country. I think the law answered a lot of the questions I had about my own military service, kind of, why we do certain things as a country. The law helps answer that in ways that aren't answered to you when you're actually in the service. Another thing that drew me to law school was this idea of continuing to serve. And so I think being in the legal profession is also a really great way to serve your country, to serve, your local population, to serve individuals. It all depends on how you're practicing the law. But I think it absolutely was a way for me to continue to serve that didn't require necessarily being in a uniform every day. The question of what do veterans bring to the student body, it's an interesting question to ask the veterans, right? Because I actually just asked all my friends this earlier. I was like, hey, what do we contribute? I think the biggest contribution is actually showing that the veteran experience is a very individual experience. We don't all bring the same thing. We didn't all have the same experience. And so I think in a larger way, it helps cross this kind of growing civil-military divide in our country, and I think that's really important to help bridge that gap and show that veterans are just like everyone else in society. We all come from different backgrounds. We all had different experiences in the service, and from that, we have different ideas about things too. We don't all believe the same thing. And so I think that's kind of a great thing that we bring to the law school, is just helping people, one, get more exposure to people that have served, and to recognize then that those people are also very much individuals. I think for me, I came to law school really thinking I was interested in international law. I think like a lot of vets, we come with kind of an interest already in a lot of national security, foreign policy. I don't know if that's even something that comes with the veteran experience, or it's actually for me what drew me to being in the service in the first place. And so I think that's kind of where some of, at least for me, that overlap lies. But I think right now I'm definitely looking at how to practice, ideally, some form of public international law. I also think you can pivot several times in life, right? I had a career that I thought truly was going to be my dream career. I had it all planned out. I knew what I was going to do in 20 years. And then I hit year 8 or 9 and was like, oh, I don't actually want to continue in the direction that I thought I wanted to do. I think not knowing what you want to do is also, I'm really comfortable right now in that space. I think that's actually really exciting, because it's not that there aren't opportunities, there's like too many, and so we're in like kind of this great space where you get to decide which opportunities you want to try. And I also recognize that if they don't work out, that's okay, I can pivot to other opportunities.